Welcome to LooniePolitics.com. My name is Robert Wood, and today we're at the Ontario Legislature, where we'll be talking with Michael Coteau, who is MPP for Don Valley East and running to become the next Ontario Liberal Party leader. So a balanced budget in 2023 is out of the picture at this point in time. You don't think that's doable?
Well, it's a hard question to answer because we don't know what 2023 will bring. We're long overdue for a recession here in Ontario and Canada. It's the longest stretch ever without going into an economic downturn. It's hard to predict, but I do know that Doug Ford is spending more than the Liberals spent in the previous government, and we're getting less. That's all that that I see when you look at his balance. It's really it really places the citizen at a disadvantage because those tax cuts that he's making to benefit big corporations benefit a small few people, and our spending reflected benefit to the majority of people, and making them as individuals the tools necessary to grow the economy. The individual played a role in growing the economy. Doug Ford is taking a completely different approach, and it's a shame that there are so many young people today that I meet that are that have held back on going to post-secondary or gone to part-time studies, or who have just said that I'm just going to go right into the workforce because of the lack of funding for post-secondary education.
So besides the change in values, are there specific policies that if you became Liberal leader, you'd be championing?
Well, when it comes to the new economy, I think that we need to get control of our data, for example. I think we need to put in regulation that speaks to new technology like blockchain and automation, AI, and really allow for companies to build based on having clear regulation. There's so many other pieces when it comes to natural resources. I think we need to protect our primary prime agricultural land. We need to protect our water in the province of Ontario. We need to do more to protect the environment. When it comes to healthcare, it's ensuring that regions have access to good technology and good healthcare. And we saw Doug Ford, for example, cutting telehealth, for example, which services regions where it may be harder to get face-to-face access to a doctor or a nurse or a healthcare practitioner. It will be my job to look for new ways of doing things and bring forward big ideas. We talked about free transit, for example. We know that 40% of all emissions come from transit. The way we move, I'm looking at ways to make it easier for people to access public transit by taking 10 years to build an incremental plan to make it free if possible. It is important for me to re-inspire a whole new generation of Liberals and Ontarians to take on those big challenges, not be afraid to ask the big questions, and move our province forward in a way that's aligned with where the opportunity is going to be in the future, and making sure that we're at our best and we're ready to take on those challenges.
Leadership conventions in March of 2020,
yes.
Old-fashioned leadership convention.
Old-fashioned, yes.
So what's next for your campaign? You've hit some deadlines here in terms of registration, so what is next?
So we've paid to get into this race, which was $100,000. We've raised that money. We've brought forward some very comprehensive policy pieces, which can be found on my website at michaelcoteau.com. Now we're going after ex officio votes, because if you're ex officio, former members, party executives, local Provincial Liberal Association presidents, for example, have ex officio status. It's going after those votes, but also the members that are out there, the 9,000 members across the province, getting them involved, getting them to talk about the challenges that they see, looking for ways to inspire and to be inspired from Liberals across the province. I think when we hit January, we'll see a new stage of the campaign develop, and it will be through the debate process and challenging each other. And in March, we'll pick a leader to allow this party to move forward and to build a party that's truly reflective of where people want to go.
Are you going to be able to get to all ridings in Ontario?
I've been to about 90 already, so there's only a few left. But yes, that's my goal.
Great.
Yeah.
Michael, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.